Have y'all always hated Future song?
Not at all. March
right.
Madness is one
Dirty
B
Sprite 2.
all
Dirty Sprite 2
time.
has a special
all-time
place in my
hype
heart.
song. All-time hype song. March Madness is 1B. So
All right. Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
Recording the whole time. That's crazy.
No, I just started. What's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of the Here Y'all Go podcast. You know, Don is here, D is here, E is
Hello.
here, Reek
Yo.
is here, Nasir is not here, and Ion is not here.
Is he not
Don't
coming?
know. I have no clue where Ion is. Reek has
don't know.
personal issues that he will address, but he will be back whenever he can get everything fixed. But I don't know. I think Ion is joining later. But today we are going to be talking about a lot. We have come to the consensus that we will kill Future today.
I don't know about that. I don't
That
know.
album
about
was
that. I don't
god
know.
awful.
To be determined.
Yo, Ty, yo, he has tunnel vision right now. He's ready.
No, it was just trash. It was trash all the way around. But today we're gonna talk about the music. We're gonna talk about Future, Roy Woods, Deante Hitchcook, Polo G. We'll talk about a few singles, the Jordan Lucas and Will Smith remix, the Trippie Redd, Reasons, and of course our boy Mecca's single that he dropped. Then from there we're gonna talk about sports. We're going to talk about the NFL player DeAndre Baker being charged with 4 counts of
wilding,
armed robbery, which is crazy.
Wilding.
And then we're going to hop into our culture topic. And our culture topic today is, should we tell people what to do with their money?
Hell no.
So, first we are going to hop in to our local artist segment. Reed, you want to introduce her?
Do I want to introduce her?
Yeah, I mean, this your people's.
Of course. So, Mel is a graduate from Virginia State University. She is.
All hell.
Excuse me. What'd you say, bro?
He said, all hell, you good.
All hell state. You damn right. Yes. The greatest. She's from Virginia State University. She is an amazing, phenomenal singer that I have known for quite some time. And she has starting to definitely prosper from a long way with her music, and her song Prove definitely shows her growth with singing so far, and from seeing her come a long way. So,
so we can hop right into it. This is Prove by Mel.
You say it's the little things that I do. What more do you want? What do I have to prove? This where it is. Tell me I'm not the only one who wants more. I won't be okay if you walk out the door. You say it's the little things that I do. What more do you want? What do I have? Is this where it ends? Please tell me I'm not the only one who wants more. I won't be okay if you walk out that door. You say it's the little things that I do. What do you want?
All right, we back. What did everybody think about it?
I liked it. It's like I explained to y'all earlier, it sounds like something that would be played like when you walk into a store. Like that's not like nothing like a bad thing, but like it definitely sounds like something that has radio play. It could be played over and over, and it sounds really good to the ears. She knows what she has. Very good voice control. It sounds like she's very comfortable with singing in a recording studio. There's no quiver in her voice. She's like, she has everything like really pinned down with her voice, and it sounded really good. And I liked it.
I definitely loved the song. I definitely loved it. I think for me, I love when that transition from like 50-second to like a minute, 15, minute 20, that piece right there was an amazing piece. It was just amazing. Like I love her voice. Her voice is amazing. Go ahead.
No, she definitely is like I really like her tone. She's an alto. She doesn't try to branch outside of her range, outside of what she her pocket. She stays in her pocket and she executes her pocket really well. And another thing that I like that she established, her sound and what she was going for. Like she automatically slid into her pop lane, and that's where she finds herself comfortable. And you can hear it like in her voice in the song that it's like this is what you actually want to accomplish, this is what you want to achieve. And she executes everything that she wants to execute in the song. And a lot of artists can't do that, but she found her lane, and
Exactly.
she's gonna excel in the near future. So I'm definitely excited to hear more stuff from her.
All right, what you got?
Do I really even have to say anything? Like, just leave it at that. Just keep listening to the song. You figure it out for yourself.
It's
I've been
an
a
amazing
fan
song.
since you could be a fan. I should never say it.
Go ahead, D. What you got?
Well, I just came back in. I don't know if y'all noticed. My joint was
I
gone.
did.
So, first technical difficulty. So that was weird. I ain't hear nothing. So what are we on? We talking about the
Song. Yeah, we still talking about song. Yeah, we still talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Very talented. This is another one of the artists that I haven't heard a full project yet. So another I know was this one, Mecca and Ease Boy that we talked about.
Ryan
Luke. This is another artist that I want to hear a full project. To see this over a length of an EP or of an album, because I think that's a testament. I don't make music, so I don't know how easy it is to do a single, but I think it definitely shows the artist's range and their talent if they can do it all.
And I think that's something we spoke to as well. We were talking about how comfortable she seems in her voice, and that's to me that's very important for a singer, because you gotta like in a singer's voice you gotta hear it clearly through, no quiver, no nothing like that. You gotta just be able to sing that shit on point, and it has to really translate well over the course of these speakers and things like that. It has to sound good, and I think that she definitely has that.
All right, bet. So wraps it up for the local artists. Now we're gonna hop into this music. First and foremost,
I think we should just go with everything else and then end with Future, because you have a lot to say.
Oh no, we about to kill Future. No, we about to kill Future. That shit was trash.
We can save him.
We off the rip.
Save him.
No, we can push it.
You want to push it back?
We gonna push it.
Yeah, I want to save.
I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, let's start with.
I've been ready since he heard it.
Let's start with praise. Deante Hitchcock's album.
Oh,
amazing.
Bro,
amazing.
Talk about a knockout.
Amazing. That album is amazing. The album's called Better, for anybody that doesn't know. He dropped it May 13th. It was a weird date. He dropped it on the Wednesday, so we kind of missed it as a group. We found it
Friday.
Yeah, we found it on Friday.
I found it on Friday. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was.
I was highly upset that I missed the drop night, but I'm glad I found it. Glad we found it. But I loved it. I played it. I was at work from 4 to 9. I think I played it from 4 to 9. I think I ran it back all day. The only song that I think that could have got skipped was the last one. Angels. Don't do it. The only one. It was just because of the way he started. Just because of the way he started, I skipped it at first because I was like, "Yo, like this doesn't sound like it. This doesn't sound like the album." And then I let it play, and then I heard him say, "All right, now that I got your attention," and then he went in and killed it. I was like, "All right, my bad. I apologize."
You gotta let stuff like that play.
I know. I was like, "Yo, this don't even sound like." So I skipped it and then ran it back, but no, it was good. My favorite song is definitely Flashbacks. I love it. Love it. Love it. He got Miguel out, gave him a nice little feature, and then Saint Beauty. Bro, that song is just amazing. But give me your thoughts. What y'all got?
Very tailored. I've been following Deante Hitchcook when he was posting all those freestyle vids back to back, and it's one of those things where like you see somebody online all the time, kicking these raps and stuff like that. You just never think you'll hear from him again. And every year it just seems like he just kept getting better and better. And then when he finally got the cosign from Dreamville, I knew it was just up for him since then. So to hear this album, it's very. I mean, obviously he has different work, but we're just gonna treat this as his debut because it's his most like popular. Everyone's kind of a year to him now. He's at a point now to where he's tailored, man. Like he knows how to put an album together. He knows the perfect things to say. He knows the perfect beats to pick. He knows who sounds good on a song, and you can see it all through this album. He knows exactly what he's doing. The song with Jid, that's my favorite one because he's really just popping his shit on that. And of course, the one with Miguel, that's just a beautiful listen. It just sounds great to like. I'll play that in the whip. Like, I'll just driving through with that, and it felt good to ride to. The whole album is a good album to ride to. So it's definitely a surprise, man. I didn't really have no doubts for it. I knew it was gonna be great from the jump.
Yeah,
Don.
The whole project in totality, like you talk about placement, like song placement to flow to how you want your project to sound. I just feel like whenever you're attached to or have some kind of influence with Dreamville, like you have the recipe for how an album is supposed to flow. And how you want your sound to sound and your lane and stick to it and just execution. From start to like he opened up with I Remember, and for a lot of people that don't really care about intros, this like that song makes you care about an intro.
For sure. Really intros are important, man. I don't know.
I don't understand how people can just be like, oh, it's just an intro. It's not that big of a song. No. Intro sets the tone for your album.
Sets the whole.
I don't care what anybody says. It sets the tone for your album. That's why nothing was the same for Drake. That's why that album is viewed as it's viewed because the intro Tesla that came through set the tone for the album. I Remember for Deante Hitchcook set the tone for his entire project, and that song just it popped. It made you open your eyes. It was like, wait a minute, let me listen to what bruh's saying. Turn it up. And you just get lost in everything that he's saying. His wordplay, his flows, to his features. Goodness gracious, like the Miguel joint.
Knows what
bro.
He's doing,
I'm telling you, flashbacks is it. The whole album is it for
the whole album. At first, Polo G had my favorite project of the album. I mean, my favorite project for the Weeknd. So Polo G had it. He had my favorite project.
I have to listen again. I kind of
Weeknd.
skimmed through it. I ain't gonna lie. We're gonna get to
You need to go back and listen to it. Polo G, it was Polo G and then everybody else. I didn't even care what order it came after Polo G. It was just Polo G, everybody else project. Then I heard Deante Hitchcock's project and I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, Polo G. This Deante Hitchcock just it was personally it was flawless. It was flawless.
Hold on.
Don
saying it's flawless is a big. That's a big testament.
Flawless, and that's a lot coming from me.
It's a lot.
That's a lot coming from me.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to get Don to say something that's flawless. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, man. I never listened to a full project of his. Heard him on Revenge of the Dreamers. Was like, okay, yeah, this dude's talented. And then shout out to Eve for putting it in the chat because, like Don said, it was Polo G for me. I never listened to a Polo G song in my life. I heard this album, I was like, wow, this dude he liked that. And then
I have to listen to this album again.
No, it's really good. It's really good. And then this one, I was like, oh yeah, this is. I told you on the chat, this is what I want to hear.
For sure.
Features, Young Nudie was one that was like a sleeper feature for me. He came on, I was like, dang, I didn't.
Why was that sleeper?
Young Nudie.
Because you don't know Young Nudie. You don't know Young Nudie.
Young Nudie is that name, bro.
And I was like,
this expectation.
That was like, okay.
So
I was ready
to
to fast forward.
Nudie, bet.
Listen, baby steps. But yeah, man, I think it's a general consensus about this album is that it was really good and either 1 or 2 in everybody's ranks for the week. One for
definitely one. I definitely like like the interludes that he had at each end of the song. Like the one where he was like, when he was like with the toad, he said, I found the silver box and we opened it. Bro, he said his Dukes is like, yo, let's call the police. He's like, nah,
let's call it
tow truck.
Like,
what? Let's call it tow truck. And y'all call me corny?
Bro, that shit was funny.
Top 5. That's top 5, bro. I sat there and heard that part. I said, is he serious right now?
Bro, that joke was funny.
I was in the whip tripping, shorty. As soon as I heard tow truck, I started dying laughing.
Go ahead, Reed. What you got? Wrap it up.
Pretty much like D said, we've all come to an agreement that the album was just overall good. Like it's top 2 for the Weeknd, definitely. I would agree with D and Don that Polo G definitely had me hooked for the album for the Weeknd. I was a Polo G fan, bro. I listened to a lot of his stuff, like
Polo G,
me being on TikTok a lot. I hear Polo G song a lot on TikTok and social media, bro. So he's actually taken over with quite a few other artists on TikTok, and as soon as his name got out there, a lot of people started listening to him more, and this was the perfect time for Polo G to drop this album. But this album by Deante definitely is probably still a sleeper for a lot of people, and a lot of people probably, I would say, haven't heard his name as much. But I think that you guys definitely should give him a listen to. You'll understand where we're coming from with this album.
For sure. All right, so we're going to hop into Polo G. Let's go ahead and go right into it. So for me, I listened to it, but I guess it didn't really have the same effect as the three of y'all. I think I
had a blind ear to it.
Yeah,
you know I'm trying to learn. That this is kind of my job to listen to music now. Like, I kind of have to listen to this stuff, but I don't know. I have to listen again. It's just one of those things where it's just none of those artists that I just don't really expect nothing from. So therefore, I just kind of turn it on and kind of carry on by my business. I don't listen to it with a full setting.
He had a better album than your boy did.
Who?
Oh yeah, I think that's what happened. Like I played it, so I listened to it right after I listened to the Future album. I was already mad, so I was already mad. So I went into the Polo G album, and I guess I didn't get out of it. And what took me out of it was the Deandre. So I got to go back and listen to Polo G, bro. Future was trash.
We'll come back. We're gonna
get to it. All right, so go ahead. Who want to hop in? Who want to hop in with the Polo G?
Reek, you want to go?
I mean, I think we already.
Yeah, we are pretty much, like I said, Go Stupid is the single in the track that kind of just took off for Polo G a lot further than what most people expected to do. It's probably TikTok's one of this probably like top 5 or top 10 most used.
Which song is that
right now? Go Stupid. Like as soon as you play it, you can be like, oh, I have heard this song. Everybody's gonna do that. Like
I hate these TikTok dances. I really do.
It's not even the dance for this TikTok one. Like it's just the song that they use though. But at that point, most of the people, as soon as they hear that on the album, they're skipping it. But when you go from track 1 all the way through,
you don't even pay it any mind.
This is like you don't pay that song any mind. This is honestly me saying Polo G establishing himself as a solidified artist within, the rap game right now, saying I'm here. Most of the time, originally, I kind of heard Polo G because I listen to a lot of Chicago artists, so I've heard him from other artists himself, and I gave him a listen, and then here and there, I never really paid him no mind. But this album right here definitely took it from me. My favorite track definitely was probably Relentless was probably my favorite. So yeah,
great song, great track. But Polo G with this album, he's trying to solidify himself as like one of those Chicago rappers, trying to solidify himself in the Herb, in the Dirt, in the not legendary status Chief Keef yet, but he's trying to work his way up to being one of those Chicago names that is just like when you mention Chicago, you have to mention me. So definitely this project was, you can see the growth within Polo G, especially for people who have listened to him in the past. Feature projects, him solo projects, like his growth with this album, it was a lot. 33 was like my my guilty pleasure favorite song on the album, because it was one of those. I'm from Chicago. I'm gonna give you this hardcore Chicago track that I'm gonna let you know like this is me. And yeah, the album was terrific. Martin Gina also a great track. Also a great song.
Great song. Go ahead, D. What you got?
Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it. I've never heard an album. I've never heard a song of his. So it's like he was saying, like the cool part about doing the podcast is that we've all taken the responsibility of saying, okay, even if we don't like such and such, we're gonna go and listen to such and such. And this is one of them. I was like, okay, this is an album that's come out. Let me go ahead and see what it's about. And it was good, man. It's not my lane of rap per se, but I'm starting to learn to know who you're listening to and realize what you're going to get from that artist. So I'm not going into a Polo G knowing, okay, I don't know who this is. So I'm already going in with no expectations. Open ears, no expectations, which I think benefited. And I liked it, man. I liked it. I think he should have kind of that last track. I think he should have left that sample alone. Like, you don't touch that.
What sample was it?
That's just the way it is. Pop. Things will never be the same.
Nah,
yeah, you don't. Yeah. Like you don't do that. And then, not that it was bad. Not that it was a bad track, but there's just some tracks you don't sample.
You don't touch.
And I think that's one of those. It was good.
But him and BJ's the
Chicago Kid. I love BJ. I love
track,
BJ
bro.
Chicago Kid. I love
him. You felt it though.
Wait, BJ the Chicago Kid is on that track?
He was the feature.
Yes.
Yeah. It was
okay.
It was a great way to end it. It was a great way to end it. It was like you don't touch that.
Cherry on top, man.
It was a maraschino cherry. It was a maraschino cherry.
Wow.
It wasn't yeah.
All right. So me and you. I mean, we could just skip over this one for real, because
I'm gonna do my homework. I'm tripping.
Yeah. All right.
Go back,
I'm missing out.
Let it marinate. All
right. So what y'all want to y'all want to hit this Future? Y'all want to hit the Roy Woods, or y'all want to talk about the Future?
Let's go to Roy Woods.
Go to Roy Woods.
Let's hit everything.
Everything. Oh my God.
Everything until we touch this, bro.
All right, Roy Woods. What was everybody's thoughts?
Hot take on Roy Woods.
Go ahead.
I said it in the chat. I'm gonna say it here. He is a great value Weeknd. That's what he sounded like on this album.
Oh man.
Yikes, boy.
He sounded like he was, and I've listened to Roy's projects before, and I wish Tariq Nasir was here because me and him was on the same page of that. But it was like it wasn't his sound.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, like I don't remember the last time Roy Woods came out with music. I had to go back and look.
It was like drama or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
17.
Yeah, 17.
17, 3 years ago.
So it's like, okay, you gone for that long. What you about to give
come
me?
back with an EP.
So again, that's the problem. Sometimes you have expectations of things. And it wasn't good to me. Like I'm not gonna touch the 6 songs again. Like I listened to it and
I think his sound just got old very quick.
But it's not even that. If your sound is good, it doesn't matter how long you haven't been here.
Mm-hmm.
You still have a good sound. Yes, it might not be popular, but I don't care about the popularity. I'm trying to listen to what I know of your skill and your pen. And it's just, like I said, it just sounded like a great value Weeknd album, and I just didn't. Now, if you throw the Weeknd on some of these tracks, it's probably a good album. Yeah, the music was good and the beats and stuff were good, but it just wasn't. Roy didn't do it, man. He didn't do it. I was a little disappointed.
So I'm a Roy Woods. I'm still a Roy Woods fan. I'm not gonna say I'm not. This didn't give me a reason not to be a fan, but I just feel like with his first EP, Exist,
mm-hmm.
he peaked and then he just hasn't.
I was about to say that. I feel like he never exceeded that moment.
Nah, bro.
He kind of just stayed in that pocket.
Between Drama with Drake and Jealousy, he's never. I just feel like he's not that. Like,
I mean, it's fine.
Huh?
I said it's fine. It's fine. Like if you
Yeah,
peaked early, like you peaked.
When you hear,
It's all about how you handle that peak. I feel like even he knows that he can't do it.
Yeah, bro. I don't think. I just don't think he's gonna top that. Say Less was cool. It had a couple songs, but people don't even know about that album. To be honest,
I didn't. I
see?
didn't until you just said it. I didn't.
Say Less. Nobody really pays attention or has probably listened to more than 3 to 4 tracks of Say Less. And then he came out with this. Everybody was like, "Oh, Roy Woods dropped something. Oh, let me go listen." And then it's like,
it just was like,
Yo,
I could have gone without it.
Drama
was a great
crazy.
song. It was
I
a great
just
song.
played it real quick. That's
Drama was his peak, bro. Drama and the whole EP, that 6 songs, it's no skip.
Has he created a whole like
Album?
full album yet?
Say Less.
Say Less is an album.
Say Less was
Say Less in 2017 was a I want to say 16 track album, and
16, 56 minutes, yeah.
And then Walking at Dawn was 2016.
Yeah, see, I didn't even add that.
He came he went 15, 16, 17, and then
then you can go in and out of music within that 3 years.
It's like he found the lane and then he left it and was like, okay, let me try and do this to see if I can get people's attention. And like you said, he ended up being a Great Value Weekend.
Great Value Weekend was the perfect comparison. That's
crazy.
Though. It was perfect.
He's OVO, right?
Yes, he is. Sadly.
Yeah, it's got to be him. I'm sorry. It's something with him because there's no way you're under that big.
At the bottom of the totem pole for OVO sounds.
He's literally
OVO sound.
So hold on, who is all on?
Drake and everybody else.
I was about to say, who all is
Drake,
on OVO?
Party,
Drake, Division, Party.
We can look this up though. We can look this up. We can all make this fact. So you can't just say
look it up real quick.
Those are your names.
I know
that's who we know. Yeah,
Drake,
that's who we know.
Drake is for sure. Of course, he's at the top.
Popcorn.
Party is OVO
Vision.
Party.
Go ahead, hold on. Go ahead.
And Roy Woods.
Honestly, it's a lot of
and Roy.
A whole bunch of people you don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot of producers.
It's a whole bunch of people you don't know.
McConan. I love McConan's on OVO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a fun.
Got the club going on.
Hey, hold up. Hey, that song ran. Like when it first came out.
And then he ran away.
I ain't gonna lie. It took a little bit of my storage on Apple Music. A little bit.
A little bit.
It's sad, man. That's sad.
Oh man, Reek froze. Yo, you froze with your hands up. That
might have to be the cover. That might have to be the cover.
There it again. All right, so we're gonna hop into these singles right quick. All right, Joyner Lucas and Will Smith's remix.
Will Smith.
Listen now.
Slid.
Hold on, let's let it be known. Everybody seen when I said Joyner dropping the single, y'all said, "Oh God, here we go with another gimmick."
I still kind of feel that way.
That's not true.
Oh no,
I'm keeping the same energy.
I saw the video of him like preparing.
That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was a couple weeks ago. He dropped a single. This is the remix to it.
The remix is way better.
The remix is way better than the single.
Will slid on that.
Yes.
The single I could have done without the single.
Yeah,
I could have done without the single. If you just dropped the remix, I'm like, you know what? You might as well make this the remix.
Well, he had to at least put the song out so Will Smith knew he was about something. What's he gonna say? Hey,
he could have just did the remix.
Hey, Will, get on this song.
Yes.
I feel like Will would have. I don't think he would have approached it the same unless Joyner had that initial like fire
buzz.
Like if he would have just brought on the track like, "Yo, I'm making a song. It's kind of about you. Like it's kind of about your influence."
But I feel like Will has the personality to be like, "Oh, yeah, okay," and listen to the song, and then it's like, "Oh, okay. Well, let me get on this song and just murder the track."
Maybe. Or when you don't put out music anymore, it's not just let me get on every song that somebody says, "Hey, can you get on my song?" Let me see if your song can get some buzz. I'm gonna take it and make it bigger.
Dude,
like
what he did.
Joyner's talented now.
Joyner is she's Joyner. I'm sorry. I don't
know what she's about to say right there.
I was gonna go into a whole thing about Joyner Lucas, but that's not. He's Joyner.
Well, like I
said,
said,
what does that mean?
Amazing
He's
song.
joiner.
He like
Amazing
you
song.
said, he's not gonna just hop on any random track. It's the same way like with 3 Stacks. 3 Stacks ain't gonna just hop on.
3 Stacks ain't hopping
That's
on
not the
just a
same.
track.
That's not
It's
the
not-
same.
It's not the
I
same.
can't believe you
That's
just
not
did
the
that.
same.
It's
I'm
not
not
the
comparing
same.
them. I'm not comparing them.
You don't say it. That sounded like a comparison. That sounded like a comparison.
3K, but 3K ain't just getting
No.
on no song now. Like, what
All
you
right,
talking
so
about?
we're gonna hop on this Trippie Redd and what was
The
it? Party?
best single that dropped.
That actually
I
surprised
didn't
me.
even listen to it.
It was so
Very
good.
Probably
It was
my
so
favorite.
good.
Probably my favorite.
single of the
It's
weekend.
probably my favorite
That
thing.
was
I'm not
Pop
gonna.
that
Shit
was
is
my
my favorite
favorite
single of the
single of the weekend for sure. No,
Favorite
the only
single
reason
for sure. It might be the favorite out of everything now.
It was
Mm.
good.
Really?
It was
It
good.
was good.
It
Though.
was really
It
good.
was really good. I'm
Production
not
was
mad
probably
at
the
it,
best thing out of
I like
this.
how everybody's like, yo, it was really good. It was really good.
Dang.
bro. It was because I think for me, Trippie had lost me. Trippie had lost me with his project that he dropped in 2018, Life's a Trip. I'm sorry, Trippie lost me with that one. So for me, I wasn't on Trippie for real.
I've never been a
Trippie
big
never had me.
guy.
Let me ask
Trippie
you.
never had me.
What were you really expecting from Trippie with that album?
I had
For real,
no expectations. Actually, I had no expectations for it. I had no expectations. I came in, I was just like, you know what? Let me give this an honest opinion, listen, and then I'm gonna formulate my opinion from here. Because a lot of especially during that time that Trippie came, that he burst in the scene, it was every.
I still
rapper
play
in-
Love Scars. That's my shit.
It was every rapper in the game that was had the gimmick, had the look, had the whatever. And then I want to hear your music. So it was just like, since he came in when he did, I was just like, I'm not gonna draw no conclusion off of bro, just how everybody looks at this time. So I'm gonna just listen to it. Life's a Trip blew me, so I was just like, I'm done. I'm off it. So then when he dropped this, I got feedback before I listened to it. I'm not going I waited for people to say, all right, this song was good. You should get us a listen. Then I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and give it a listen. Blank it out, draw a conclusion, listen to the song. It was a great track. It was a great track.
All right.
We talked about it all. We talked about it all week. The production was just top tier, man. If you would have asked me who would have meshed well with Party, never in my life would I have said.
Trippie Redd.
Never would have said Trippie Redd.
No way. And
Would you like an EP from them?
No.
And no, I don't want a full
going
project.
that far. We're not going that far.
No, I don't want a full project with them.
Trippie is. I only have so much room in my music brain for rock star rap. So I have Travis.
So that is a name.
I have Travis.
I have Travis, period.
And I have some of Lil Uzi recently.
Yeah.
Some, just a little. But
Bloody
there's
Rage,
not a lot of
everybody.
room. So I got like 2 songs from Trippie Redd, Bang, and then one other one. And that's only because Steve played it when we was turning up one weekend, and it
resonated.
It went crazy. Yeah.
It resonated.
I had to keep that one. But no, I don't want a project. No.
I don't want a project for that.
So we're gonna hop into this the last. Oh no, we got 2 more. Two more singles. All right, Reason single, and then we got Mecca's. Reason single is fire. Simple.
Schoolboy Q, I need another album.
Definitely.
That's it.
I don't want one.
Huh?
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Yo, hold on.
Tell you why. Hold on.
You don't want
I'm
a
gonna tell you
Schoolboy
why.
album?
I don't want another one, man. When you give me perfection, he's
Okay.
his last.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I got
So
scared.
I don't want you to come with one and it's trash.
Ruin it, yeah.
Bro, he
I
hasn't.
want that.
Wait,
But
but
what
he
if?
hasn't.
But
He hasn't
what
came with no
if?
trash.
That's my point. That's
What he's
point.
saying. He's
That's
saying
my
he
point.
don't even want to risk it.
You want to avoid the downfall.
Yeah.
So would you
Yes.
say that for Cole?
Say again.
Would you say that for J. Cole?
Don't ever get in your life. Hey, look, you've done 2 disrespectful comparisons today. You got one more. Bro. I swear for Lord. Do not.
No, but honestly, you could have said the same thing for Kanye. You could have said the same
What
thing.
is wrong with y'all Richmond people?
No, time out.
You
Time out. I'm sorry. I'm talking about off of
is disrespect to 804.
but off of the Schoolboy Q's run, right? Like you're saying, it has been top tier. It's been a top tier run. He has not had a bad project. Hasn't put out any negativity ever.
right.
Kanye was on the same run. Hadn't put out any negativity ever. Then
what came? Say something crazy.
come on, you already
I didn't
know.
like Yeezus.
You already know I'm about to say Jesus came.
Okay.
And then it was like,
Then what
the
he
armor.
do? Then what he do?
He picked it back up with my
All right then.
But that's not the point.
But then it fell again.
And
Hey, we're not talking about Kanye.
We're not doing that.
We're not talking about Kanye.
Not talking that. Nope.
but
All right,
I'm saying,
all right. Last
saying,
single, and then we're gonna hop into this.
He could still have some.
He could. I just don't want it.
Man.
I feel that. All right, so what everybody think about Mecca from the 703's new song SWAT?
Shout out to him, man. It was really good.
Yeah, that was
really
good
good song.
Really good.
I didn't think listening to his project before and the single before, in my mind he was more like his lane was like R&B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then he came with this one. Yeah, and then he came with this one, and it was like almost like a trap beat, up tempo, one you hear outside type track.
It's definitely fine.
It was good. It was good.
Fine.
Really, really good.
You see, you see his growth from his project.
Crazy.
And with his singles, you see him growing within his lane and what he wants to do in music a lot.
I cannot wait.
And look, in this short time frame that he's been releasing singles and that growth, I'm excited.
There's been a lot of different styles in those short. They're like,
I'm excited to see what he does.
For sure.
That's a great transition. You want to show that you can do anything.
I'm very excited to see what he has.
All right, now.
Here we go.
Hold on.
Talk about this man.
Who going first?
I wish we had a soundboard to play sounds with.
Who going first? Round one.
No, Ty gotta take round one. Ty gotta take round one.
No. Let E go because
I don't want to go yet, bro. I want
I'm going.
No, Ty. No, Ty.
There's 21 songs on this.
Ty, bump you. We don't want to hear you right now. We don't want to hear you right now.
You don't want to hear the hate?
E and Reek.
You don't want to hear the hate?
One of y'all.
All right, go ahead. Give love.
I just don't understand. Look.
No.
Give me your favorite track. Hold on, wait. Give me your favorite track.
No, I don't want to hear no questions. I want to hear. I want to hear what he got.
Don't defend. No, tell us your opinion.
Honest opinion.
Future has given us what he's given us for the past, I don't know how many years. It's nothing different. Like, I don't understand why now. Why now do y'all pick to say, oh my God, this shit is so trash? He's literally given us hit after hit for years, and he came out. This album is the first 5 or 6 songs is bangers. And like I said, it's all about how you receive an album, bro. It's all about how you receive an album. We're not outside. We're stuck in the house right now. You don't want to listen to this Future right now. If you was out in a club somewhere, or you on the beach, or you chilling with some people, you with your friends, you drinking or whatever, you hear that Future, that shit gonna bang, bro. It's gonna bang. He just does what he wants to do, and it's consistent. He stays consistent. He hasn't changed anything. He hasn't progressed. He hasn't done anything. He's always stayed the same. I don't know why now y'all be like, oh my God, yo, this shit is so trash. I don't want to hear more Future. What clicked in y'all head to say that today? I don't get it.
Hold on. Go ahead, Reed. I'm going to give it to you. I'm
100% with E. I don't know what y'all were really looking for to say, like, oh, this nigga Future just dropped a banger. Of course he's not going to top Dirty Sprite. Okay, cool. We understand that. We get that. But, bro, he's dropped consistently regardless. It's been consistent.
You go come away with at least 5 or 10 songs that you like.
4.
Oh, wait. Let me go. Right there. That's a great point. That's a great point. Let me preface this by saying I'm not a Future fan. I like Future for what Future does. Future Future gives you consistency. I'm not disagreeing with you.
420.
He gives you 4, 5, or 6 songs that are gonna go crazy. But when you give me a 21 track album and 4, 5, or 6 of your songs are gonna be like cool,
I gotta go through this track list.
what are you doing? And it's crazy because now the question is, let's go back to Deante's album. It was 10 tracks.
Yeah, I think it was like 10 or 9 tracks.
10 to 11. Check that for me real quick.
Yeah, it's 10. It's 10.
10. Right there, you drop 10 and it's 10 for 10, right?
But
100% from the field. 100% from the field.
And that's just an opinion. So Future, I'll round up from 6 and I'll say 10. He'll give you 10 songs that are gonna go crazy, right?
That's still 50%. That's
50% on an album, fam. So then what?
It's still not warranting why now you guys are killing Future for what?
It's not
I
now.
kill him every time. I kill him every time.
It's always.
I killed him every album that he's put out. The only one, there's two albums, not including Dirty Sprite, because Dirty Sprite.
Hendrix.
I was about to say, are you crazy?
Hendrix and Future, those 2 albums, I still play songs from those. And
songs
right,
from
right.
those. Yeah.
But I'm saying those were his most complete projects. Not including
like 3.
I'm gonna go through the track list.
4 for
Captain the Sun, Fire, High Take Tech.
Wait,
Fire.
Question. Wait.
That's the sky.
Before you proceed, what is your bar? What is your Future song that you say this is what I look for? If it's not this, then I'm disappointed. What is your Future song?
Shit, so many.
Good question.
I'll give you 3 of mine because over Twitter I said it.
But it should be a general consensus of
March Madness.
1.
Yeah.
Stick Talk.
Yeah.
And fuck up some commas.
3.
Those are Dirty Sprite too.
Those are the
no. But there's two different types of Future. So you have to understand.
Future and the Hendrix?
Yes, bro.
Yes.
Exactly. There's 2 different types. So you're speaking strictly
Future.
on you're speaking strictly on Hendrix.
No.
You said Stick Talk. You said fuck
That's
up.
Future. That's Future.
That's straight Future.
Hendrix is the slow.
Yeah, Hendrix is a slow down, misogynistic Future.
So you gave me Stick Talk. You gave me fuck up some commas, and you said March Madness.
March Madness and Blase.
That's all club vibes. That's what this album is.
Blase. That's Ty Dolla song.
That's Ty Dolla song.
But ain't Future on that?
Yeah, it's Ty Dolla sign though.
I'm saying that's the type of that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, I get you.
Those are all club bangers, which is what this album is gonna give you.
No, it was not.
Oh my God, yo! How many
Outside
times did y'all listen to this album?
I don't go
How many
outside.
times?
How many times did y'all listen to how many times did y'all go through these songs?
3.
3 times.
3.
And you didn't bump your head to not one of them.
That's
I
not
did.
what I said.
High tech.
Oh, let me keep going.
No, you can keep going, but because we already had me, Darian, and Ion already had a general consensus before this album dropped that this was going to be a 4 for 21, 5 for 21.
We called it.
It doesn't fare. Ever since he dropped the Future and Hendrix, those two specifically. As soon as he dropped those 2 and he flooded the market with Future stuff, we was like, okay, this is what we are going to know from Future. Not complete projects, not dirt. We're never going to get Dirty Sprite 2 again, ever.
But
never
Future's fan base is so broad and it's so huge that he knows he can put out a 21-track album and be okay.
Future's fan base is some of the most biased and
they're fake.
Blinded.
They're fake.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you why they're fake. Hold on, Rick. I'm gonna tell you why they're fake. Because they be the jokers. They be the jokers talking about, oh yeah, I love this. This is toxic. Da da da. And they be the same jokers gonna text their ex talking about, I miss you, boo. Get out of my face. I'm so sick of it, bro. I see it on Twitter, bro, and it's the same dudes. Future, that's no. Toxic King. Shut up. Just like the rest of us.
And I'm gonna be real. I was talking about this yesterday. I don't think that Future's music is that misogynistic. Like he may say in a couple songs, but like he's not going through a whole. He's not, right?
I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Future's toxic because of Future's life. That's why Future's toxic. Future's toxic because of how he moves in real life. That is why people call Future toxic. That is why. Not his music.
Not his music.
Nothing in his music says, hey, I'm toxic. Hey, I'm this. Hey, I'm that. No, Future has a lane. Future sticks to his lane. He's always going to talk about women, sex,
drugs,
and partying, drugs. Like, that's what Future talks about. Strippers. Like, bro, partying, clubs, strip clubs. Like, bro, that's what Future talks about. Future doesn't talk about being in love and then in the middle of his album talking about breaking up and then at the end of his album talking about the toxic.
And in a sappy song too. It wasn't like he was talking smack about her.
It was. That's what I'm saying. It was like he was in love in that song and drops her name. Like what?
And
this is not toxic. I'm not. But this is not the toxic person that y'all proclaiming that he is.
So, I just hate it.
Sorry on Hendrix. Yes, he was.
In one song.
No, sorry.
And in my collection, he was just bitter.
You want me to keep going?
I'm not saying he's not. He's still top tier. He's top tier misogynistic, toxic. I'm not saying he's not. I just want. It's what we talked about. When you go into an album, and when you go into an album, what are you expecting? I'm expecting 6 songs out of 21 to be really good songs, and that's what I got. And that's what I got. So I'm not mad at him. He's gonna flood the market, like Don said. He's gonna do what he does, and that's that. But that's what Future does, and he's good at it. It works.
There's not Ty.
Go ahead, Ty.
There's not a single Future solo song on this album that's good. All of his good songs are features. All of his good songs have features. There's not a single solo Future song on this album that's good. Point blank period. There's not a single one. Every single last song that was good that I thought was good has a feature connected. That's it. I hate this album.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Mute yourself, Ty. Mute yourself, Ty.
We said that last spot. Garbage is going to sell. Garbage is going to sell. This shit's garbage. This is trash.
Here's the meaning of our whole podcast name. Here you go with that.
Here you go.
This shit is trash.
Here y'all go, man.
This shit is trash. Every single last song that is considered good has a feature connected to it.
No, High Tech Tech is a I can play it in my car and it's going to knock. But I'm not expecting
the first 5.
But
I think what it is,
the Travis Scott joint, like you said, had a feature.
But it's just like what Beach said. I listen to Future because I know what he's gonna give me. I listen to that with that in mind.
I know
he was on y'all's team.
I was with y'all.
He was on your team.
He was. He was riding your Future wave, bro.
It's garbage.
The same way we fussed at Russell Westbrook from going 6 to 23 from the field. Same way we're gonna get on Future head. I'm going.
This is garbage, man.
Like we on his head because, bro, if you just gonna continue to do this, you're gonna lose more fans than you gain.
No, he's not. And you're wrong.
Bro, did you see the numbers for this album already?
It's not even about the numbers.
All of his songs been
good. He did that off of the single. He did that off of the single with Drake. It was 4 times.
But not all of them are gold though.
Platinum already. But I'm saying because of that one song, the whole album is gonna do numbers like that.
When you listen to Life Is Good, what are you really listening for? For Drake or for Future's part?
Drake.
I'm listening
for that. I'm listening for that middle part when he was talking.
When Future switched the beat, I was like, ooh, that was
Hey, but again, that's a feature. All of his songs on this album that were good have features.
I'll give him 10. He said, no, bro, I'm going to let you go ahead and go crazy because I'm going to kill this shit afterwards. They ain't going to give a fuck what you say after this. I'm trying to tell you.
But wasn't Future featured on Life Is Good? Wasn't that Drake's
I
song?
thought so.
No, it was
Drake's
so they dropped it together and
Yeah,
Drake
they
gave it
dropped
to
it.
him.
Yeah, they made it like a Drake and Future thing.
Yeah.
Not Drake
So
featuring.
Drake made it popular, and then Future took the wave and made it
Yes,
his.
and made it his
No,
song.
we're not gonna say that. We're not gonna say that. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you
just sitting
go.
on Future for everything.
Don't do that, bro.
Future,
That's not a reach,
Future
though. But that's
has
not a reach. That's not a reach.
Future has fans, and he's gonna keep his fans. He's not gonna
He's gonna-
lose any. He's not gonna
What-
lose any fans.
Okay, I'm sorry, not his fan base. I'm saying people that if you're not a Future fan, you're not gonna become a Future fan off of anything that he does.
Now,
No, you're not. You're gonna have to go back.
So
you're gonna have to
for
go back.
me-
Yes.
So for me, that's what I'm saying. Like Future moving forward is going to lose more potential fans than he's going
You're
to.
saying he won't gain any. Not
He won't
necessarily.
gain
he
any.
won't lose any
He
new
don't
ones.
need to gain none,
He's not
bro.
gonna lose his fan base, but he's not gonna gain any more.
He don't need to. Joker been out 10 plus years.
And has gave us one terrific project and two other really good
You
But
projects.
he got bangers. We're not gonna do
know
that.
he's sitting
We
there.
not
Yeah,
gonna
he
do
definitely
that.
has
He does have
bangers.
bangers.
He's
yeah.
still
He
here,
does have
bro. That's
bangers.
all I'm gonna say.
Future we'll talk about.
Hey, look, a future playlist with
Goes crazy.
all of his bangers
Goes
Most of
crazy.
his older
goes
stuff.
crazy.
Top tier.
Definitely top tier.
Top tier.
To
Definitely top tier.
Don, to everything you just said, I'm gonna let this sit with you, okay? What did this nigga Future say in the middle of Life Is Good?
What do you
He
say?
don't care. Life is
Next
good.
topic.
Good.
Next
What am I
topic.
worried about?
I
Got
guess.
red bottoms on.
Got red bottoms on.
I'll give him 10.
Life is good. Man, shut
I'll give
up.
him 10. I'll give him 10. 10 out of 21. 10 out of 21. Still
All
failing.
right. So
10?
that was
You're
that
giving
was
him
it.
10?
Good.
That was
I'll give
it
him
for the
10.
music.
I'll give
I'll give
him
him 10.
6.
I give him however many features he had. That was it. However many features he had.
Oh, God.
That's it.
They're like 5.
So we gonna hop into the sports section. So over the weekend, there was an incident where 2 NFL players
A few incidents.
were charged with 4 counts of armed robbery with a firearm and 4 counts of aggravated assault. One of them being DeAndre Baker. He's a corner for the Giants. And then
Quentin Dunbar.
Thoughts.
Idiots.
Why?
Sorry, idiots.
Hey,
They
man, you
both
can't.
just hook up and say, "Yo,
Dumb.
let's just do some bullshit this year," and just
Dumb. Bro was he was in the words of some of my peers.
Mhm.
He was a first round draft pick. He was a millionaire. He's an idiot. Period. There needs no other discussion. I don't care what it is. Like, bro, once you get drafted, once you get a contract, once you start making real money, why are you still messing with street stuff? Anything street related. Why are you still?
You could take the dude out the hood. You can't take the hood out the dude, man. Come on.
I don't.
Everybody know that.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's a saying, though. That's a saying.
It's true.
It is a saying.
It's not a saying.
It is
It's
a
also
saying.
the truth.
That shit's
It's
true.
it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because let me have made it out the hood, and my homies wanted to bring me back to the streets. They not my homies, bro.
You're not from the hood, though.
Yeah, you're not from the hood, so
That's
you had
not-
that mindset already that you wouldn't go back.
No, but I'm okay. So those who don't know me, went to Highland Springs. I'm sorry. As far as for a county school, that's probably the closest thing that you can get to hood and county school.
Mm-hmm.
Is Highland Springs.
They definitely
You
call
can-
us the hood. Anywhere else.
You can disagree with me or you can agree with me, but I'm saying that's the closest thing you get to. That's the closest thing you're gonna get to the hood and county schools at the same time. So best believe I've seen talent in the hood take a lot of people out. I've seen it every single day. I met some of the best athletes in high school. Believe me when I tell you, them ain't your homies if they want to keep you in the hood.
That's
They
a
not.
fact.
They're
That's
not.
a fact.
So for me to say that, oh, because my boy's still in the hood, I got to go back to the hood after I made it to the league, that is the dumbest mindset that you can ever possibly have, because you had to get out the hood to get to where you at. If it was in the hood, it'd be in the hood. The league will be in the hood if that's
Preach.
where you're supposed to be.
Preach.
If you made it out the hood, you grinded. whatever your parental situation was, if you was taking care of your siblings, if you was late nights grinding, like, yo, I've seen the story, I've heard it all. And for you to just simply want to go back to that after you've made it out, that's the dumbest thing I could have ever heard. Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. I'm a millionaire. I can get the hood out here and we can be straight.
Mm-hmm.
I can take my homies, bro. We millionaires now. If I really want to if I want to put my guys on, bro, come on.
But at the end of the day,
I'm gonna put y'all on.
It's not his responsibility to do that.
And it's not. But the simple fact that you're making the decision to go back to the hood to partake in these activities because you feel like you missing out, bro, you was already there. You was there. You tried to get out of that situation. Now you're out of the situation to go back.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just hard to speak on it because
it's not me. It's not me.
No, I know. It's a mentality.
How about it's a mentality
that you and I and probably everybody here don't necessarily have. Like it's the outside looking in type thing. Yeah, it's easy for us to say, hey, bro, you dumb. What are you doing? You making millions and you back and with such and such. If such and such ain't rocking with you, what are you doing? The blase. But it's a mentality it's gotta stop, and it starts from home. I think that's the deeper conversation about all this. It's easy to say it's stupid, but if that's all you know.
So here's like my last and final point. Growing up from the hood, this is from what I've been told, from what I've seen.
Right.
You have bigger homies in the hood that didn't have the talent, that couldn't make it out, but see you have the talent and make sure nothing happens to you so you can make it out.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I would say it's not all the time. Yeah, most of the time, but it's not all of it. Yeah.
Most of the time, that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you need money, like growing up, people are going to take care of you, or they're going to try to get you some money without you being, like, without jeopardizing your future. Most of the time. Now, in that sense, you most likely can make the decision upon yourself. If you like this money now, you can continue doing this money thing later on down the road. You ruin your future. The bigger homie or the OGs aren't going to let you throw away your future if that is not what if I see you want to do something better than this, bigger homies, OGs, we gonna make sure you get out. Just don't forget about us.
Sometimes.
Most of the time, that's how it is.
I don't know.
That's true.
Most of the time, that's how it is.
We can say as a consensus that the situation is very sad. Because this young man just threw away.
It ain't sad.
I don't know about sad.
No, it's definitely sad. I think it's sad. I think it's sad just because he threw away.
He'll be
his
fine.
whole life.
Million money.
Is because
Ben Roethlisberger raped a girl. He'll be fine.
He's white.
He's black. He's black. He's black. It's two different stories. He's black. Yeah, we all know that story, man. Come on. Yeah, come on. He's black.
There's no Ben in there like that, though.
I know, right? Damn, what did Ben do to you?
I'm just saying, I can't stand him. All
right. We're gonna hop off of this because we ain't gonna go down the
Dude, we can segue this into our culture topic. Let's get it. Come on, like, what's up? If they was white, would this same thing have happened? Would this same thing be as big?
No, this goes to where I was about to say.
Come on,
I think it would.
100%. We do not know the full story or the background.
True.
No, I'm just saying though, because there are a lot of cases where we don't know. All we see is the front line and the headline of whatever it says.
The bigger names.
Robbery, assault, and we see what? A fire weapon or whatever the case may be. That's what we see, right? And then we instantly see a picture of whoever it is, whoever the case may be. In this instant, yes, it is a young black man. When we, as like D said, with the case with Ben, nobody talks about that anymore.
No.
Right.
But how many years has it been, and we still hear about Michael Vick's case with the dogs?
Chill. Yo, The thing is, when he was saying that, that's literally what I was thinking.
I'm
Come
just saying,
on, bro.
like, we just had the Michael Vick documentary.
Great documentary.
Right?
Great documentary.
Come
Shit, where's Ben
on, bro.
Roethlisberger?
Now, at the end of the day, with this case, I know this is going to pass over, even though it didn't make headlines.
Come on, E. We're not gonna speak on that. Come on, dog. We're not gonna speak on that.
He said, where's the
where's
Big
that
Ben
documentary?
case? Yeah,
it's always a documentary where it's like a black man
It's always us.
back his road to redemption, and then he does.
They just had Alex Smith's documentary on his comeback.
But that was different. That's like injury takes you out.
Y'all saying on his comeback, but when it is, it's always something like, oh, he's coming back. With us, it's like, oh, well, he's been in jail before, and he had to go through this. And
where's the Riley Cooper document?
Huh?
Where's that whole Florida team documentary, bro? I want to see that Florida Gators documentary. They had a murderer.
That would be a crazy.
That would be wild.
Percy Hawk, come on, bro.
Crazy documentary.
They're not going to allow that, bro.
The NCAA is not going to allow it, and they had
they're making the Miami Hurricanes documentary though.
They made a 30.
They're making them.
Yeah, they made a 30 for 30 for that.
They got a 3-part joint. They got the old Hurricanes. They got the middle Hurricanes, and they got the up to recent Hurricanes. So like, because it was a team full of black. What was it? The Notre Dame and Miami joint. Catholics and convicts. Catholics versus convicts. Notre Dame is painted in this wonderful light. Where's the I ain't gonna get into that.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, yo, you are into this right now.
Yeah, he going right now.
I was about to say, where the Joe Paterno? Where the Joe Paterno documentary is?
They not gonna do that.
Nah.
They not gonna touch him.
We ain't gonna speak on that, huh?
What was his name?
Joe Paterno.
Joe, the other one, the one that did it.
All of them guilty.
I just don't want to put too much on him because, like I said, I don't know the true story.
We don't know the full story. You're right.
On who?
I'm not killing him. I'm just killing him for, bro. Like you just
for being stupid.
Bro, you know
it's
better,
stupid.
bro. Like it's dumb. It's dumb.
Stupid at the end of the day. It's really dumb. Like you got people that are supposed to look. I say it all the time. If I was Mike Vick's cousin, I'm taking the rap. Mike,
yo, my mom says that all the time. Says that all the time.
Don't worry about it, Mike.
If I'm Mike Vick's cousin, I'm taking the rap. I'm not going back to the house.
But you know what's crazy?
What's
crazy? But even if the cousin did take the rap, it's still gonna fall on Michael Vick.
They would have got Mike. They would have got
Mike.
And now you got the cousin and him gone.
But let's talk about this. Let's talk about the owner thing. I think it was a good segue into the
Jeff Bezos? You talking about?
No. The incentive.
The NFL wants to hire more minorities.
Yeah. So the NFL owners. Yeah. So this is word from word, verbatim. NFL owners will vote next week on a resolution that would improve a team's draft position if it hires a person of color as a head coach or general manager per sources. Currently, there are only 2 black GMs, 4 head coaches, and which is matching the 17-year low. So
17-year low in 2020 when it's supposed to be all.
This is so backhanded. I don't like this.
Okay, continue.
Because it's just, I don't know. It's just like, oh, we're going to reward you guys for hiring a black guy.
Head coaches, yes.
Because, like, because now that I understand it, because now I understand how my dad looked at it funny. Because yesterday, we saw it roll across ESPN, and we read it together, and we was like, does that say what I think it says? But we was like, we ain't going to pay no mind. But now that Todd just kind of put it into perspective for me, that sounds real backhanded to me.
Now, okay, so I don't, and I don't want this to come across the way. No, matter of fact, F it. So I don't want to say I don't agree with it, but I'm not going to say I don't disagree with it. Here's why. The reason I don't fully disagree with it is because everybody screams about all we need is a foot in the door. Get a foot in the door, you can create your own path from there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this opportunity gives people of color a foot in the door. How you got the foot in the door does not matter. The incentive is for the owners. The owners have always been the issue. The owners are the issue. It's not
Good old
necessarily
boys
the
club.
GMs, the good old boys club. You don't have any minority owners. Zero, zilch, none of them. So the incentive for the owners to say, hey, we can look forward our future just by improving our draft place if we hire this person. And guess what? If they do terrible, we can fire them. If they do great, now we look like the great guys because we gave them opportunity. So for me, I'm not opposed, but I also don't 100% agree with the narrative.
Just the way it's
worded and just the way it's put out there. They make it seem like a bad thing to the public, but in actuality, I don't think it's necessarily a bad situation to happen. So that's my take on it. Just because, like, all you need is a foot in the door, and it's not like they just grabbing any old minority coach off of the chopping block. It's like dudes that actually probably should have already been in the league as far as coaching. You pull those guys up, you get them in the right system, and from there they can build their resume, possibly get a head coaching job, because head coaching jobs open up across the league at any given time. So it's just like, I don't think it's such a negative thing. I just think it's a negative connotation on how they put it out there.
Because it looks bad. It looks like, hey, it's me and my dad talked about it, I think it was last week, how when Obama got elected, it was almost like, here you go, be quiet. We got somebody up there now. Here you go. And it, like Don said, it's hard to look at it in a bad light because it's going to give somebody the opportunity. Maybe I would have liked it if they didn't tell us. You know what I mean? Like,
you didn't have to tell us.
Don't put it out there.
Don't tell us.
Don't put it out there.
Don't tell me you're dangling carrot.
Like, yo, we gonna give them an extra $100 if they hire this black guy.
Yeah, like don't tell me. I'd rather not know. But it's my thing is, do you all think this is gonna spike the black coaches or the black GMs within the next, let's say, 1 to 5 years?
No.
But I would love it too, but not off of this.
No,
I think know.
I think so. First, just to comment, the one thing I saw on Twitter, it was like, pick a nigga, get a nigga free. I was weak. I was like, yo, come on now,
I want to get one.
Buy one, get one. That's how we treating it now. But I was like, all right, that's crazy. But no, I don't think it's going to improve anything. Number one, because the incentive is very, very low. Like a 3rd round draft pick, it's like,
low.
Third round.
That's
Third round.
Low?
3rd round, no, bro. That's not enough. That's not enough.
That's a second day pick.
That's not enough.
That's a day 2 pick.
That's the first and the second day.
That's not enough.
That's a day 2.
It's not enough.
Bro, to
me, that's not enough. Personally, to me, that's not enough.
So if you're a white owner, So if you're a white owner, right? What's a really good? Let's look up. If I'm gonna look it up.
If you're gonna take this serious, if you're gonna take this serious, do 1st round. If you're gonna take this serious, even if you can't do 1st round, do 2nd round. If you're gonna take this very serious, if you're gonna take this very, very seriously, if this is what you want, if this is what you want to promote, do 2nd round.
It's just the simple fact that they gave them an ultimatum.
Yes, like it's
like, yo, like why are black coaches or black, anything looked at as, yo, we have to take a chance on that guy.
So
if we want to do that, we have to take a 3rd round pick. Like,
the funniest part is though, like with you kind of like you downplay the 3rd round draft pick. You downplay it because it's like, oh, it's not the 1st round. Oh, it's not the 2nd round.
I'm not down. Me personally, I'm not downplaying any of the picks. I'm downplaying to where like that's put in place. Period.
But this is why
Usman-Zada was a 7th round pick.
But this is why the 3rd round pick makes sense. If you talk about the contract that 3rd round draft picks get, just the contract. Contracts that 3rd round draft picks get picked, that's most likely more and or close to what assistant under the head coaches make.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're talking about the compensation wise, that 3rd round makes perfect sense, because 2nd round is still on the higher end of some head coaches and or the higher end of assistant coaches that what they get compensated.
You could get a great pick. You could get a great pick from a third round pick.
Great pick from the third.
You could get a really good pick.
You're still talking about building your future from a inside a third round pick. Like still inside a third round pick. That's what I'm saying. Like second is still technically too high because that's still exclusive. Not everybody has. Now that some people, most teams have a first round pick. Some to most teams have a second round pick. Not all teams have a third through seven. So the third round pick is, I think it's fair because it's like you're not getting an exclusive player, but you're not also getting a player that you also don't feel like is going to make the team. So third round is you're still getting a very good player, but you also get a coach out of it. So I think it's pretty fair. Third round is pretty fair.
I'm careless about fair. If you're gonna take this serious, I'm so serious. Like if you're gonna do this, like do it the right way. Don't make it seem like it's
what's the
petty.
right way? What's the right way of incentivizing a person?
Don't tell us
coach?
One.
What
They
I
should have
don't
never
know.
told us. They shouldn't have never told us. Because now you opening up the doors for everybody else to look at it and be like, well, a third round pick doesn't sound like it's enough. Like it just doesn't.
Man.
It doesn't sound like it's enough for somebody who's going to run a
NFL
whole
has already
team.
shown us our hand.
Yeah, it's not. To me personally, that's not enough.
I feel like now, I seen it with Kaepernick. One of the NFL doesn't respect us at all as a culture unless we're playing.
I'm not touching it. Go ahead.
Why not?
I'm not touching the whole Kaepernick thing because that's a whole different discussion for a whole different day.
Not really. It's in the same vein of what we're talking about.
It's
what they value. What they value our people, how they value us as a coach or a player. We're seeing you're a third round pick and some money.
Yeah, you're a third round pick. That's basically what you're telling us. You're telling us we're a third round pick.
And I didn't mean to cut you off, Ty. It just
no. I mean that's basically how it's looked at, bro. Like imagine being hired for a job just because of this rule.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care, right? You wouldn't care, right? Okay, so here. So I'm gonna use this perfectly. I'm glad you just said that. So granted, not everybody. When you get a full-time job offer, you may or may not have a signing bonus offer, some type of compensation, incentivized offer.
All right.
Either you work like this, we increase your pay in 3 months. You work like this, we blah, 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 whatever. Or when you get your offer, we'll write you a check for blah, 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 blah. Whatever the case may be. Yes. This is technically the same thing.
Okay. But with that, all right, so now with that, you're talking about somebody who's going to run a team where the team has to look at you and say, they offer like
GM or a coach.
GM or a coach. You're going to run the team. So what you're saying is you hired this man and the incentive for it was a third round pick. Now the team has to look at them and be like, you're only here because of this.
Bust them.
That's it. So imagine trying to run a team and you didn't get picked because of your qualifications. You didn't get picked because of where you came from. But listen. But
there's always that doubt.
But there's always that doubt. Exactly. There's always that doubt in the back of the mind that you didn't get picked because you were qualified. You got picked because we need this incentive. That's basically it.
So this is why I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Because, like I said earlier, it's not like they're picking any average Joe in the coaching world. Okay. These are people that most likely could have already qualified for this position that just were looked over or hadn't had the opportunity to get the position.
Okay,
these people. These are the top of the crop people that we are picking from.
Maybe you don't know that for sure.
Time out. Okay. If I'm an owner, would I rather pick somebody that I'm just going to fire anyway, or would I pick somebody who I actually want to see succeed and also I get a third round draft pick out?
Let's talk. You don't know that because look at Jerry Jones. Look at how long he held on to daggone old boy.
Jason Garrett.
How many years ago should Jason Garrett have gotten
He
fired?
should have gone a long time ago.
5 years ago?
One, Dallas Cowboy organization as a whole is a terrible example.
But
It's
that's
the
the
good
thing.
old boys
But
club.
it's still there.
They all the same, dog. They're all the same. Every owner is the same. Yeah, Robert Kraft goes and shakes hands with Meek Mill. He's still just like Jerry Jones. They are all the same.
But,
the reason I can't say that is because which it wasn't really big highlighted front page. John Dorsey, the owner of the Cleveland. No, he's not the owner. He's
GM.
What previous GM
was right.
The Browns owner fired John Dorsey, and they have a minority GM running their operation.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wasn't highlighted. Wasn't front page news.
No, it was highlighted when it happened. I remember when it happened. When it happened, the Browns owner didn't have any incentivize anything. This was the person I felt like was qualified. This is the person I want to see who runs my future.
Exactly.
I'd like to see his resume.
But
I would love to see his resume also. But that means that man was qualified to get that job.
Yes.
But it most likely meant if he's in that position, if anybody is in the position that they're in my heart of hearts, I'm going to say that person's qualified to do that job.
Bullshit.
Until you show me otherwise.
Bullshit.
If you're in the position that you're in, I'm fully expecting.
You gotta show me first.
If you got hired for this job, I'm fully expecting to say that you are qualified to do that job. Until you show me that you are not qualified to do this job and you just got it off of
you gotta show
you
me.
Knew and blah, blah, blah.
Nah.
But you can't, that's my thing. You can't just come in the door and say, yeah, I'm qualified to do this job, and you know in your heart that you're not.
They ask you in your interview. They ask you, do you think you're qualified for this? They ask you.
And that person,
everybody says yes.
Will say, yes, I'm qualified to do this job.
Everybody says
you are not.
I've had jobs that I wasn't qualified for. Are you qualified? Of course I'm qualified. No, I wasn't. But I still got it off of, guess what? Who I knew or where I came from.
And then from there, the job is yours to do with it what you wish.
But I'm
to do with it what you wish. They can only fire you if you do something wrong. If you don't do it right, they can.
That's not true either. That's not true. That's not true.
Get fired.
As far as we're talking about,
you be a great coach and get fired.
And you can suck and still have your job for 10 plus years.
Yeah, you can get blackballed out of being a coach.
Don,
easily.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say the only reason I say that this idea is a terrible idea, for one, is because it was publicized.
That doesn't make the idea terrible. It just shouldn't have been publicized.
It does, because as soon as you made it public, you took away from the meaning of it. You took away the whole meaning of it. You didn't have to tell anybody. You could have just went out.
Look what we're doing, guys.
Yeah, like you wanted a cookie for doing what you're supposed to be doing anyway.
They want a cookie or something.
Yeah, when you do that, when you make it public, you automatically paint the picture that whoever you hire, no matter if they're qualified, no matter what, the incentive behind it was to get this draft pick here.
There's gonna be that in the back of people's mind.
No matter what.
I agree with you.
But it doesn't matter if it's in the back of people's minds or not. If you got chose to do this,
yes, it does. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna tell you real quick why. Coach Wackenheim, 27 years as a head coach, right? Or 27 years as a coach, never had a head coaching job, right? He gets hired at VMI. Everybody as a senior looked at this joker and was like, okay, you're here. Obviously, you're here because you kissed somebody's ass, because you damn sure ain't qualified. And guess what happened? We couldn't win because nobody bought in. And that right there is the problem. If you have a mindset, because if there was no incentive, we wouldn't know, and that would just be that. Then it'd be like, okay, cool, this guy got hired. But because there's an incentive, everybody's not gonna think like that, but there's gonna be some people in the back of their mind, they're gonna be like, are you truly qualified? And they're gonna say, you're gonna have to prove it to me. And I'm not gonna buy into your bullshit until you prove to me that you're here for a reason. That's not just the incentive.
which makes the job 10 times more harder.
Oh,
10
yes.
times harder.
So my thing is the person that is qualified off of this incentive-based program, the person that gets hired is qualified to do the job. In the back of people's minds, they're like, oh, well, I don't know if he's qualified. He just got it from incentive-based. He shows you from day one, this is my philosophy. This is what I'm trying to do. And you're not in the back of your head saying, oh, well, he just got this job because it's incentivized. You're starting to think, you know the game. And you're sitting here like, okay, this makes sense. This looks like it can work. And then you see the progress working. You're not thinking, oh, well, he just got it because it was incentivized. He got it because he knew what he was talking about. That's my point.
But there's still that war.
Yes,
that
war that shouldn't even been happening.
Yes,
it shouldn't even be there.
For it to be publicized, yes, that was the complete wrong thing to do. But to still give anybody the opportunity who actually deserves the opportunity, I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
I'm
happy
that they're doing it. I just wish it wasn't publicized because now it makes their job. It makes the job of the black head coach or the black GM 10 times harder, which is already going to paint the light of the black person can't do the job, and then it gives them the reason to be like, all right, well, we tried it. Now we can go back to what we were.
That's exactly it.
So, but to wrap it up, if you get picked, you better be qualified.
and that's every time. We got to do that.
Yes.
You have
that's every position.
In every position.
That's the situation. Like,
that's just what we got.
If you have to wait to be ready when you get picked, you're not gonna be ready. You gotta be ready at all times. So it's just like that puts the ball in their court. Like, yo, if I get picked for this, I need to know my stuff.
Bro, it's always in our court. Think about it. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow. What are they saying? Jalen Hurts, we don't know if he can do it. You know, he's a runner. Maybe he should go play receiver. Oh, Joe Burrow's the next.
Old trick.
The next guy.
Hey, look, we can save that for another time. We can do that next week
Lamar
because the black quarterback.
We know how I feel about it.
Every time.
The conversation of the black quarterback is such a big conversation.
It's
on next week's episode.
But that is it.
Really, we might need to talk about that though. For real.
That is it.
Episode.
I'll put it on the list for sure.
For sure. So that is it from us. We appreciate you guys listening. Hopefully we'll work everything out. I enjoyed this one, man. I'm
definitely fun.
Appreciate everybody coming. For real.
Fun
Thank
time,
you.
man.
I know Rick, you didn't get your input for real, but we kind of ran off with it.
hey, for everybody bullying Jeff Bezos, worry about your own pockets.
Hey.
On next week's episode.
But I appreciate y'all, man.
Pocket watching.
All right.
All right, love.
All right.
Love it, man.